Is your child not able to speak or hear? No worries, here are the next steps. Just to introduce me, I am Roland, father of a hearing impaired and hard of speech child. We stay at Chennai in India, and why this presentation or this video is to basically help out parents on next steps as they worry about their newborn child's speech or hearing issues. Yearly intervention. This is an important aspect which I want to share with you. In fact, sorry, you might have missed a hearing screening test for your child when he or she was born. However, a child is prone to hearing loss even thereafter by means of a fever, heavy sound exposure, etc. as they grow. So we have to constantly look out often for our child's response to sounds, speech for hearing confirmation, and for uttering of words at the right age. So if you doubt for a potential hearing loss or explicit speech delay as your child is over 2 years old, then here are the steps. Please know that hearing and speaking are interrelated. So the first point is I want to share about this, which is like we have to have our doctor or pediatrician evaluate them. Probably the child could be a late bloomer in speech, which is okay, or it can be due to hearing loss or underlying neurological or development disorders. Just know about these and conclude which category does your child falls into. It could be first hearing loss, second autism, which is simply means child having problems with communication and behavior, or it is also called learning disability. Or the third could be tongue tie or related issue. Maybe there is a problem with the child's tongue or in the roof of their mouth, which makes it hard to form sounds and words. This is on the third point. So for 2 and 3, we have to actually consult our doctor or pediatrician so that they check our child and follow on to their guidance. And if it is for, say, first take your child to ENT hospital or a known ENT doctor. So this presentation details more of this category, the first point. Did you know that one of the famous scientists, Albert Einstein, was supposed to be a late talker and he was not able to speak full sentences until he was 5 years old? On that basis, Einstein syndrome is a condition where a child experiences late onset of language or a late language emergence but demonstrates giftedness in other areas of analytical thinking. Confirming on hearing loss and next steps. How we confirm for our child. Let me share my experience. First, we try to accept that our child may have a hearing issue. So we look for symptoms, moved on to diagnosis. We had a confirmation by a Berat test, which is done on the brain, if infant, or audiogram if about 2 years. So figure out if it is an inner or outer ear problem or the important sensory neural hearing loss, nerve carrying sound signal from ear to brain being affected. This is how most of the children nowadays are affected. So we have to figure out the category and see if it is a mild or moderate or severe to profound loss. It also depends on the speech quality, which varies from child to child. The next step is finding the cause. It won't really help. That is importantly I want to say, we need not find time in finding the cause. Let's move on to next steps. So far, no medicines or surgery available for instant healing or recovery. So the varied options are, in earlier times it was sign language schools where children with hearing loss communicate with each other using sign languages, and there are different sign languages standards across the world, and this followed by different countries locally. Now we have like special schools. One is kind of Bala Vidyalaya, where they help child to uh, understand a language and then try to also speak by themselves, which is actually given a kind of a speech development training along with the speech therapy. And the latest one is the cochlear implant surgery. And again, this is a speech development program for only suitable children. Mostly it's for person with a hearing loss of profound loss, or definitely with even hearing aids. If he or she could not be able to hear it, then this is the method people use right now. But this is very costly actually. And the other one is the speak to parents who have faced similar situations or who have already overcome the above challenge, and also help other parents who undergo similar situation in their lives. Example, in our experience, we had a coincidental meeting of one of parent at a park as they were inquiring about my daughter as she was wearing a hearing aid, and she was wearing a harness, and ultimately they came to know that their son itself is of the same nature, and we actually guided them on next steps. So this is a special school which is in Chennai, which is called Bale Vidyalaya. This is an annual program for the children where they each one come to the stage and try to speak or recite a poem, which is a very great thing for a child born with a hearing and speech disability. Social concerns. So, facing the society, no worries, it's normal. Check out the current statistics and you will be surprised to know that there are several others around like your child. In 2020, over 5% of the global population having hearing loss, of which 34 million are children who, that is World Health Organization report, and over 6.3% of Indian population suffer from a significant auditory loss. 4 in every 1,000 children suffer from severe to profound hearing loss, and to our surprise, every year over 1 lakh, that is 100,000 babies are born with hearing impairment in India. So the next is fitting the right and affordable hearing aids. Check out various models are available in the market and suggestions for the growing children from them. It could be like pocket hearing aids worn with harness for babies. This is generally recommended for child below 2 years, or it could be a BTE or RIC, which is behind the ear, or a receiver inside the canal, or it could be ITE inside the ear or inside the canal, etc. So they learn as they see. So take them out like anything and expose to different kinds of sounds and kind of what I would say, different places where they understand things. And the next is they try to lip read a lot. So help them appropriately at home and school, etc. To speak actually instead of reading the lip and responding. I mean to hear and speak, and encourage them to read more quick reading practices, etc., because as they grow old they can interact better with today's modern devices. As you know, right now mobile TV, etc., is like people everywhere has this, and basically self-help by effective usage of subtitle, example UCC in YouTube and all. So they will be categorized as hard of hearing in foreign countries and deaf and dumb in India, and please make sure of certain benefits that national and state governments may offer you. So these are some of the models to have an idea. I've just put the picture. As you browse through the net, you can have all these information. Okay, thoughts about your child's future. So they are not only your child, but a child of God. So, when it comes to studies, they will be fine like any other normal person. And when it comes to work, they can manage like any other normal person. I've seen people, working in IT industry and other companies or other industries. Marriage, they will live like any other normal person. And the most important thing, people generally, are feared of this. Their children will be born normal. The final one is on the social support. Yes, like for example, they are now issued driving licenses even in India. So you can be sure and hopeful that your child's future would be really good. Just to conclude, I would like to quote a few verses from Holy Bible in the book of John, chapter 9, verses 1 to 3. So as Jesus went along, he saw a man blind from birth. So his disciples asked him, Master, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? So Jesus responded, saying, Neither this man nor his parents sinned, said Jesus, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. Okay, so don't confuse yourselves, but be encouraged by these verses of hope. Do not grow weary. You are privileged to have a special child, and God have given you an opportunity and responsibility to nurture your beautiful child. Okay, thanks and glory be to God for helping me to share my experience. You can always email me with the details that I have given here or call me for any kind of assistance that you may require. Thank you for your time. Bye.